Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Alex the Harshman here, and I was asked the question, what's the best way to pay somebody that's in the virtual market or even in your local market as your boots on the ground person? So this could be anybody who's, you could even have an acquisitions person if that's what you're into locally. That's a kind of a different subject, but we're just talking about finding somebody maybe who's going to show the properties for you, somebody who's just gonna, take photos for you, whatever it may be that you need to do that you can't do it because you're in a virtual market. You can get kind of spoiled with your local market, going out, taking photos, meeting the sellers, building that rapport. But in the virtual market, you really have to kind of spin it around and try to figure out how to leverage other people's time to make you money, right? And I was asked the question, how do you pay somebody? What's the best way to go about that? And so there's a couple of different ways you can do this, right? So I like to use realtors as, somebody who's not only responsible, but if they try to double cross you, you can definitely take some kind of action against them as far as like going behind your back, talking to the seller directly. I mean, they're going to be held to a lot higher standard than somebody just Joe Schmo off the street who might be an actual wholesaler trying to steal the deal. So you can use a realtor. Just, hey, do you have any cash buyers that you work with? We pay commission, or I wouldn't even say you pay commissions, but you can say, hey, we have a property that's off market. I just want to see if maybe you had any investors who pay cash, who fix and flip or buy and hold. Okay, yeah, you do. Awesome. And so you can ask, and you can say, hey, what's fair if you bring a buyer for us to this, to the table? And you can say, well, or they might say, I just want to get paid on the back end when they flip it. You don't have to pay them anything for their time. That's the ideal situation, but sometimes they'll say, hey, I want 2 or 3% of the sales price, and you can negotiate if you want, but you want to ask, what's a fair amount if you bring the buyer to the table? That way there's no gray area. They bring a buyer and then suddenly they got you, snug. You want to take care of that right then and there. So that's one way you can show the property, or two, anything boots on the ground. You can have the realtor go out there, say, hey, Mr. Realtor, you can go out to the property for us, take some nice photos, and you'll get first access to your buyers, with those photos, and then obviously send those photos back to us. And you can even work out something that when you close, you can pay them for their time anyways, if you want. But I usually only pay them if they bring a buyer, because they're getting first access to their buyers with that photo, and I think that's pretty valuable in itself. So, but you can always negotiate, from every level. So take it one step at a time. Second thing you do is reach out to other wholesalers. Do the same thing. Say, hey, Mr. Wholesaler or Mrs. Wholesaler, I got this property here. We're looking for buyers on it. If you know anybody interested, please let us know. I would do this with with some caution, because you got to worry about them talking to the seller directly. So make sure it's a bigger company who maybe has had a good reputation with some other people, and you can ask around on Facebook groups about them and stuff. So, but yeah, you just say, hey, would you, we're in a virtual, so what we do is we buy and sell stuff all the time, but we're actually not in the area. So what we can do is you can take some photos for us, go out and get an idea of the property, and you can send it out to your buyers list first. And if you bring anything, we can work out a deal. So you can always leverage that as well. But always start out with what's fair. What's fair for the other person? And they'll tell you, I want to get paid $1,000 for my time, or I want to get paid, I just want half the assignment if I find a buyer, or I want 10% if you close. You know what I mean? So it's just depending on what they want, you can negotiate from there, and you can talk to several different people that way. There's a couple different apps and things you can do. There's a website called We Go Look, and you can pay them like, I think, $500 deposit, and it's 80 some dollars each time. They'll go out and take a look at the property, give you like a summary, a very nice summary of the property, and some very nice photos. And I think they're virtual, so they're anywhere, and you schedule it through them. But I tried that, and they didn't actually contact me back, so I don't have any good reviews about them. I've contacted them probably 6 times, and I haven't even got my account set up because I just keep getting pushed off. So I don't know what's up with that. But you can do another one called TaskRabbit on the App Store or in the Google Play Store. And what that is just people who will do errands for you for like 20 bucks an hour. So you pay $24 for somebody to go out to take a photo for you and have nice photos. You just need an iPhone Pro and you can take those nice wide angled photos that make the house look really nice. And I mean, you spend $24 on that and it could make you 20, 40,000. So, you know, you just do the math. A lot of people look at it as like, well, I'm paying $20 for something I can go do myself. But yeah, you're going to spend your time, your energy, you got to talk to the seller, and you're just wasting, to me, valuable time and energy. You know, my time is worth more than that, I think. You know, I know it's worth more than that. For some people, they don't mind doing it, and that's great for them. I'm not saying, you know, we're better than them or anything like that. I'm just saying some people enjoy doing different things. So leverage that to make you money, because, you know, that's what it's about. You know, just learning how to do things smart and not hard, working smarter, not harder. And I think that's why virtual wholesaling really piqued my interest, because it really changes the way you think and have to figure things out, leveraging other people. And that's exactly what these high business, you know, CEOs, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, you know, they have this ginormous corporation of people underneath of them that they leverage to make them money. I think that's powerful. So I hope that video answers your question, and I hope that helps you figure out some things. You know, those are a lot of options on figuring out how to get boots on the ground. And I've even had people call me up and say, hey, I'm a newbie investor. I'd love to get into wholesaling, but I don't know what I'm doing. If you have a deal or something, I'll pitch it to a buyer's list, but you know they don't have one. So you can just say, hey, you know, I remember I started out and I needed somebody to kind of like show me the ropes a little bit. So would you mind just going to these properties that we send you out to? You don't have to talk to the seller or anything. We're already going to have it under contract. Just need you to take some photos for us, send them to us, and we'll teach you how to find your own buyers and things like that. And you can really, you know, give back in that way, right? Because this person, you're going to be leveraging their time. Show them how you do it, and don't give them your buyers list or anything like that, obviously, but just say, hey, you know, for as long as you'd like, we keep you on these appointments and give you the opportunity to find buyers on your own. You can meet with our buyers to show them the property. They're building their buyers list. They're making you money. And obviously, eventually, they're probably going to start out on their own. But if you really give back to people, I strongly believe it'll come back 100 times. So use that last one with, you know, a word of caution. But I find that to be a very, I don't know, I think it's just a unique way to get boots on the ground. And I think that's going to be the most rewarding, because this person is going to be producing properties, and you might even get some things that were sometimes where, you know, they can't move a property and you get the opportunity to send it to your buyers. So, and you build that partnership, and you just, like Max Maxwell said in one of his most recent videos, you know, we collaborate, and the big dogs are all collaborating. So I think those are some really good strategies on how to get boots on the ground. I hope that helps you. If it does, please comment below, like this video, subscribe, turn that notification bell on so that way you can get my newest videos. If you have a topic that you want to see me talk about, please let me know, because I have the answers to any question, almost any question there is. If I don't, I know somebody who does. And I've done this before, guys. I've done very many creative deals. I'm a world of knowledge right now. I'm still learning a lot. I consider myself still, you know, a beginner, but I've done over 40 deals, wholesale deals, and I'm learning every day. So leverage my knowledge and make some money. So I'll see you guys in the next one.